in case you missed it, big news going on around the NBA this offseason. So, you know, a lot of moves is being made. And I want to talk about some. So, first off, Marcus Smart got traded to the Grizzlies. And he got that dog in him. So, I think that might be a solid fit. I was very surprised to see the Celtics make that change, because I mean, he seemed like the heart and soul of the team, but you know, everybody got to do what's best for them. But I think that'll be a good fit with Ja when he come back. It'll be in the same space of when Zebo and Tony Allen and Mike Conley, it's going to be that type of Grizzlies, but it'll be more explosive because you got Ja in there, and then you got Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane. I think that's going to be a solid squad, for real, for real. They really going to make some noise next year. I'd be surprised if they don't. Also in that trade, the Washington Wizards get Mike Muscala and Danilo Gallinari from Boston for Kristaps. So Kristaps goes to Boston. Then they get draft considerations as well. How could I forget? Bradley freaking Beal, man. Literally, a day after Marcus Smart got traded, we had another blockbuster trade. The Phoenix Suns acquired Bradley Beal. Bradley freaking Beal, man. Bradley Beal in a 3-team deal. So Phoenix, the Pacers, and the Wizards all were involved in this trade to get Bradley Beal to the Suns. Whew, it's a lot going on. So, the Suns get Bradley Beal from the Wizards. The Suns also send Chris Paul to the Wizards. And then the Wizards traded Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors. So it's a lot that's going on. This offseason is crazy, I'm telling you. I don't think that the Golden State Warriors will keep CP3 because they hauled Jordan Poole off to the Wizards. So the Wizards have shaken up their roster. I think it's gonna be some good stuff. I think Kyle Kuzma is gonna make his move. I don't think he's gonna stay on the Wizards because him and Jordan Poole had a little bit of beef, I believe, on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Twitter fingers and all of that jazz. But there's a lot going on. So Bradley Beal's now in Phoenix with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. DeAndre Ayton's still there. I feel like he might get moved. We'll see. He had a very lackluster postseason. I don't know what happened. We thought he was in all-star form the season before, but this season he kind of reverted back. So I'm curious to see what they do with him. I think that is going to be an interesting lineup. Bradley, Devin, and KD. They're all scorers. You know, you don't really have a facilitator like that anymore. I mean, you still have Cameron Payne, but I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. And then Golden State picked up CP3, who is 38 years old. You know, he's had a lot of injuries, so it's very difficult for him to stay healthy. So we're going to have to see what happens, because the Golden State Warriors are already an older team. You know, Steph is in his 30s, Klay is in his 30s, Draymond is in his 30s. So you really don't have that many young people. You got Kuminga, but you ain't really giving him no burn like that. So I don't know what else you really expect from the Warriors for next season, just because they're not as young as they were. And you could see them during the last season's playoff run, them getting tired. You know, Steph wasn't hitting shots. Draymond was not hitting shots. Klay still getting back to his form after coming off injury. So, and Jay Poole wasn't getting a lot of play. And when he was getting play, he was playing out of rhythm, which is why I believe they shipped him off. And I believe the move is really for cap space. You know, they sent off Jordan Poole because they just gave him 3 years and like $100 million or something like that. So, you know, they needed to move him so that they could have cap space. So I think they're definitely going to either waive Chris or try and trade him to somebody else. But I doubt that he plays in a Warriors uniform. But we'll see. So that was what happened before the NBA draft. Now let's talk about the NBA draft, okay? So we got Victor Wembanyama I hope I said his name right. Sorry, my brother. If you seeing this, I'm gonna work on the pronunciation. But he went first overall. We knew he a unicorn, so it only makes sense. At 2, we got Brandon Miller from Alabama, drafted by the Hornets. The Blazers picked Scoot Henderson. You know, I respect what Scoot was saying about, you know, him thinking that he was gonna be number 1. It's hard because you got a unicorn. You know what I'm saying? My man is 7'3" and he moved like a guard. So you would be kind of a fool not to see what he hitting for. So, but Scoot gonna have a lot to prove. I'm already knowing. He gonna have a chip on his shoulder. He gonna have that dog in him. He's already being mentored by Steph Curry. So he really set up. And he with Dame. I doubt Dame is gonna play in a Blazers jersey again, just because they went against what he was proposing. He's like, I'm trying to win now, and you keep bringing in a young core, and young cores need development. So he been developing for the last 7 seasons. So I think Dame might be up out of there. Okay, moving on, we got the Rockets. They drafted Amen Thompson. And the Pistons drafted Asar Thompson. So these are the first 2 brothers to be drafted back-to-back in the top 5. So shout outs to them. That's super dope. Magic drafted Anthony Black. Pacers drafted Bilal Coulibaly. He was on the same team as Victor. The Wizards draft Jarris Walker. The Jazz draft Taylor Hendricks. And the Mavs draft Cason Wallace. And that'll end the top 10. Just outside the top 10, the Magic draft Jet Howard, who is the son of Juwan Howard from Michigan. So that is, I'm sure, a beautiful full circle moment. And then we got Amari Bailey, pick number 41 to the Hornets as well. He had some buzz in high school. He'll be in tandem with Melo, and a few other people. I think Terry Rozier is still on the roster. So I'm curious to see how else the Hornets shape up that roster. And then the last notable name, Imani Bates, got picked 49th for the Cavs. So that's going to be a solid squad. You got Darius Garland, you got Donovan Mitchell. Now you have Imani Bates. I think that's gonna be a solid unit. That's gonna be a solid unit. I'm not sure who the bigs are down there, but I'm excited to see what's going on. So that those are the crazy happenings. I'm sure it's gonna be so much more. All I'm saying, stay tuned. It's a lot going on, but I'm going to keep y'all informed. I'm going to keep y'all updated, and we'll be back. So until next time, be easy.